Hi everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation, and I thought that I would try to do a video real quick and just show you the progress of the book that we're making, our Make a Mini series that I'm doing to show you how I make my mini albums. The last time that we were together we went and made the cover, and I just wanted to show you that I had decorated it, and I used some petaloo flowers and just some stuff I had from my stash. The brads came from Basic Gray that I had in my stash. I have no idea how long I've had them. These spider stickers came from the paper line by K & Company that match the line that I used for the papers for the book. Then I just used this border strip, and that I believe came from Teresa Collins, but I don't remember off the top of my head. So anyways, I just added some stuff for the decoration. I called the album Thrill, Chill, and Be Scary. I thought that was kind of cute. And then I also did the closure here. And all I did was I punched a hole and then set a big eyelet, and then tied a length of ribbon to it. And it's way too long. I'm going to go ahead and shorten it up. But when I get everything in the book and then tie it together, then that's when I'll go ahead and shorten it up, and I'll know how short. So when I tie it in a bow, it's going to kind of be like spidery almost, because it's going to have so many tails. So anyways, I kind of thought that was kind of cute. So I'll just show you. I put a couple little stickers on the spine. It's all spider kind of inspired. And then I had a question, because when we were talking about covering the chipboard, this paper was really thick and it actually did crack, even though I tried to use my bone folder and you know, get a good fold on it and kind of ease the paper into the fold. It still cracked a little bit, and then I was asked, well, how did I fix that? Well, all I did was, let me show you. I have this sanding block I've had for a bazillion years by Making Memories, and I've had it for a really, really long time. And all I did was basically just go over the edges nicely and even them out and smooth them out, and then I used my Distress ink by Tim Holtz and just ink the edges. And you honestly really can't tell that anything had actually ripped or torn, and it's all nice and smooth and pretty and inked. So I just wanted to cover that. So that is the cover. Also, when we did this, so I went ahead, you know, and put the binding in. So the binding's all ready to go, and this is how I make my minis. I usually, like I said, I think about what size pages I want and kind of map out how many pages I want, and then I figure out my cover, make my spine, put that all together, and then what I do is I make my base pages, put them in the book, and then the decoration comes last. So now that I have showed you my cover and what I did with that, what I wanted to do was show you the very first page that I am going to do. So let me grab that real quick. I'm doing 5 different pages, and they're all going to be a little bit different. So this one is super basic. This is a really basic page. I wanted my pages to be 8 inches tall and 6 inches wide. That's what I'm basing all of my pages on. So this page is super simple. So all I had to do was score it down the middle at 6 inches here, and then at 4 inches here. Fold it up, and then fold it this way. What that's going to do is give me a pocket here and a pocket here. Okay, this piece right here, this open edge, is what's going to adhere into the binding piece here, so that way it will be in the book. So basically that's all you have to do. So again, it's just a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I didn't think about the fact that this is all black, so I hope you can see it. But score it down the middle at 6, and then at 4, that will give you the 6 by 8 page with the 4-inch flap here. Fold that up. That will create 2 pockets, one on either side, and then fold it down here. Okay? So now you have a page. You're going to have a pocket there. You're going to have an edge here. That's for your binding. And then what you can do, there's 2 different things you can do. You can either just close this whole thing up so it's one nice page, or you can leave the top edge open here and make it a pocket. And that's what I'm going to do today. So What I'm going to do first, though, is I want to put my papers on these pages here. Now, there's two different ways you can adhere these pockets here. You can either put a bead of glue down the edge and just glue them down, or if you want the entire 6 inches of the pocket, you can make a little hinge. And all this is like a 4-inch tall by 1 inch wide piece, scored it down the middle at 1/2 inch, and then I cut a little edge off the side. And then what you're going to want to do is adhere that down there, and then you'll adhere it here, and then that will give you a pocket. It will close that side, and it'll also give you the full 6-inch width of the pocket. If you do that this way, then everything's good to go. And then what you can do after you get that gusset in is put your paper down. Okay? Because that paper will slide right into the gusset like so. Okay? But if you are going to use a bead of glue and just glue it down, you want to cover your paper, or cover your base page first. Okay? Hope that makes sense. For my book, I like the gussets, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So again, I'm just going to take my little 4-inch long by 1-inch piece that I have adhere, or I scored down the middle. I'm going to put it down there. I want to make sure not to go into the fold here. I want to make sure to stay out of the fold. Okay? And then before you fold the pocket up, you can go ahead and put your paper down. Okay? So I've already cut my papers, and I usually cut them about 1/4 inch smaller than the cardstock that I'm covering, so I have a nice little edge. Now, some folks will only cut a piece of paper that is long enough to kind of go maybe 1 inch below the pocket. I don't like to do that. I'm kind of weird like that. It's just my own personal preference, but I go ahead and just use the whole entire piece of paper. If someone happens to peek in the pocket, then they will see all of the paper. So I'm just weird like that. That's just what I do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that down there. Okay, then I'm going to do the other side real quick. Put that down. Remember not to get it into the crease. And I'm going to take my other paper that I have already pre-inked. And then that's the other thing too. I am trying really hard to be an inker. It does give a lot of dimension to your projects and kind of makes the papers pop. And but I don't do it all the time. It is super awesome pretty when you do. But I don't tend to do it sometimes, and I kind of have to remind myself, you know, you really should do that. So, anywho, so I'm going to put my paper in there like so. Then I'm going to go ahead and take that off. If I can get it off, I had to cut my nails off because I broke like 3 of them today. And then just fold it up, and ta-da, you have your pocket. Okay? So then what I did was I cut a couple pieces to cover the pocket, so let's go ahead and do that. Put this to the side here real quick. I just love score tape. Have I told you guys how much I love score tape? I love score tape. Score tape is my buddy. And I probably should have pre-score taped everything because that would have taken a little less time on the video. But I didn't. And I should have. But this was kind of, I'm trying to hurry and I want to get a video done. I get tired of not getting my videos done as I promised. There we go. Now I went through, the other thing that I tend to do is I also go through, when I plan my pages, I kind of plan the papers also, so that way I kind of you know, kind of see the flow of how everything goes. Sometimes I just put the base pages in the book, and then I start the paper planning. This one I kind of did the paper planning before I put the pages in the book. And that's okay too, but I like to kind of be able to see what the flow is going to be. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and put it in our book. Alright, so we've got the book. This is going to be the very first page. I'm going to put a piece of score tape on that side of the hinge. I'm going to put another piece on this side of the hinge. And then what I'm going to do, because of the nature of this particular page, I'm going to go ahead and adhere it that way first and then do that. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. And then you want to put your page, make sure you don't get it too close to the score, because then your pages won't turn properly if you do that. So line it up, adhere it down. So you can see here's the inside of the page. Here's the piece that the binding is. Okay. Now, if you're going to make a pocket, which I'm going to do, I don't like pockets with score tape on the bottom of them because your tags will stick in them. If you use wet glue on the bottom, you're going to be much happier that you did that. So I'm going to go ahead and get my very favorite wet glue, which is the Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive. And I'm going to put just a little bead of glue here. Oh good, it didn't get stuck. And the thing, I don't like the new, this one has a very wide tip on it. I'm not real crazy about it. So I put my glue there, take my strip off there, and then adhere it down. Okay, and you might get a little glue out the bottom, that's okay. That's what I have, excuse me, my Kleenex is for. I'm going to help wipe that up. Okay, so there you go. So we put our first page in our book. So both sides are going to have a pocket right there. And because we glued the bottom of this but left this top open, we're going to have a pocket in there. So I made two tags, excuse me, for that middle pocket there. And I'll show you how I did that. Basically, all I did was I took an 8x8 piece of paper and grab my score here. Alright, so it's 8x8, so I scored it down the middle at 4. And then fold it over. And then I took my handy dandy little tag punch and cut the corners off to make the tag shape. Alright, and then you can see I did pre-score tape this. And I did. So I just did that. That'll give you a double-sided tag. If you're using double-sided paper, you won't need to do this. You can just cut a 4x8 piece of paper and make a tag shape out of it. You can do anything you want to here. You can staple a ribbon. You could put, you know, a eyelet in there and tie a ribbon in there, whatever you want to do. And then just take your ink and ink the edges. So that's all I did was that's all I did to make the tag for the inside. So this one's going to go inside that pocket too. That'll have 2 tags. And then I have already got some of these papers from, let me see, they're from K & Company too, and I can't find the paper pad that I use now. Sorry about that, I can't find the paper pad. But anyway, so they're just double-sided shaped tags, and I went ahead and pre-inked those, and those are going to go inside of these pockets. So that'll be there, and then this guy will be in here, and then you have the tag in the middle pocket there, and then when I finish inking that, that'll go in there, and then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do as far as ribbons and stuff like that. So anyways, that, ladies and gentlemen, is page 1 of this particular mini album. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know, and stay crafty, and I will do another video here real soon. We'll get going with other pages. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.